Regan Slaymaker for International Boxing News, and I have the pleasure to talk about Eddie Hearn. Eddie, massive fight week at the Copper Bosch on Saturday.
Yeah, it's just catching fire every minute, and obviously with the England game and stuff like that, you know, I think it is a next gen card that's kind of been souped up to, you know, over 6,000 already. Could get to 7 if we have a big push for the next 48 hours, and I just think Johnny Fisher, you know, we know that he's a massive ticket seller. We know that across social, you know, him and his dad, but there just seems to be real media interest as well. Like, obviously it's an exciting heavyweight fight, but you look across all media and there's big outlets reporting on it. Even Sky Sports, our friends, have started promoting the fight for us as well, which is incredible. And you know, it's a really, really good fight. Alen Babic does a great job. I mean, he was brilliant in the presser, but you know he's not, like, everything that he says he's going to do, he's going to do. A lot of people say, I'm going to come out, and they don't actually do it. But Alan's going to do it. He's got no choice. It's the only thing he knows how to do. And it's a big step up for Johnny.
It definitely is as well. I was going to say almost shades of Derek Chisora, Dylan White. I think Mark Tibbs was glad he was sat in the audience as well. Getting a bit nervous up there, or was it all right with that?
I just, you know, I think as you deal with the turbulence of boxing and life, you have less fear of getting chinned. Like, when I used to do presses, I like when Derek went off, I'd be absolutely shitting myself. But now, genuinely, if I get whacked, I get whacked. Like, it is what it is. So, yeah, and I know that Alan, deep down, like, he's not that guy. Do you know what I mean? He's a very tough man, but he's not the kind of guy that's going to just start chinning me and stuff like that. But it was golden, and we're just trying. I want to try and freshen things up a little bit about the way that things are done. I think boxing press conferences are getting a little bit samey. Start with a main event. You know, some questions from the stream, from you guys as well. I just think the interaction's better, you know, and because these things, like when you start at the bottom table and you get to the top table, it's been like 45 minutes, and sometimes the main events, like normally not with the heavyweights, but I'm making weight. I really don't want to be here. So it's not, today I said to the boys, right, starting with you boys. They're like, oh Christ, right, okay, bang, straight to it, you know. So just trying. I think everyone copies us, genuinely, like across our artwork, press conference formats, 5K runs in the community, and which is, you know, it's really like quite
flattering.
Flattering is a good word, yeah. But we need to keep evolving, otherwise we start to look like other people as well. So yeah, that's something that we're trying to do.
No, definitely, and I think it definitely worked, especially with the carnage that we saw as well. On a reflect on Bam Rodriguez versus Juan Francisco Estrada. I mean, we were just talking about it off camera. What a fight that was, and what a probably performance of the year. And I think it would take some beating as well. Yeah,
I mean, Bam. You know, I've got to thank Kevin Rooney as well, who's, you know, our sort of matchmaker in the US, who spotted Bam a long time ago. I mean, Kevin comes to me with a lot of young fighters, and some go on to, I mean, they're all good fighters, but some obviously go on to be special. And Robert Garcia told me many years ago, look, honestly, like, take a chance with this kid. He's so good, he's this. And he was a light flyweight. And I just thought, like, we don't really have a lot of light flyweights, but I put him on a show, he looked good. And then obviously he was going to be on the undercard of Quadras against Rungvisai. Rungvisai pulled out, and we had a week to go. Jesse's fighting at light flyweight. It's like, look, do you want to step up 2 divisions and fight Quadras for the world title? And he's like, yes. Wins that fight, big performance, stops Rungvisai, drops down to flyweight, because they always said, look, we're not super fly, we're light fly, but then dropped to fly, won that world title, unified it against Sonny, and then that was the fight they said, we can't make fly anymore. And he looked massive on Saturday night as a super fly. So I know that at 24 years of age, he's going to bantam. He'll go to super bantam. So you're talking about, in my opinion, a 4-5 division world champion in weighting. And the ceiling for him is so high because he's just going to get better and better. And I'm just pleased now that he's actually becoming a star. Like, a lot of people in boxing have been a fan for him for a while. Now, boxing fans, the casual boxing audience, and even beyond, are starting to recognise how good this young man is.
Definitely are. Has Estrada, I know there was a lot, he said he wanted the rematch, has he officially activated that rematch?
No, not yet. I mean, those conversations will probably start this week, to be honest with you. And, you know, I think because of the knockdown and because of the scorecards, you know, and the money, I think he'll probably want to do it again, which I'm okay with. I mean, it's actually the biggest fight commercially for him is the rematch. But he does want to unify. Obviously, you've got the fight coming up with Puma and in Japan. So we'll see. But he'll fight anyway.
Definitely as well. I've noticed that the WBA super bantamweight title become vacant following Erica Cruz's kind of situation as well. Do you think Ellie Scotney could fit in and add that to her collection?
I mean, Ellie's got a mandatory against Miyamoto that there's a purse bid for next week. She just wants to become undisputed in the unified. Obviously, you've got Mikado. You've got now the WBA becoming available. And Ellie probably doesn't have that many more fights at super bantam. So before she moves up, which I think is inevitable at some point, we'd like to see her continue to unify.
Definitely Scotney Serrano at feather, why not? Shakur Stevenson, I know you said, obviously, I think everyone would be open to talk to him as well, but he fights this Saturday, definitely open to adding him to the Matchroom roster.
Yeah, I think pound for pound quality. I think there's a big job to do on him, but it can happen real quick. I mean, you look at Boots. When I signed Boots, I thought there's a big job to be done on Boots. I didn't expect to do 14,000 in Philly. Hopefully the performance sits with that, and then it's done. We're absolutely cooking on gas, and that can happen very quickly for Shakur. But I need to get my teeth into him, into his profile, to telling the world how special this kid is.
Definitely as well. And do we have an update on the kind of Conor Walker, Paddy, Donovan, Lewis, Crocker roundtable?
I mean, we're looking at the Donovan Crocker fight, but at the same time, Conor Walker is part of our plans as well. I think he's a tremendous fighter. There could be a rematch in there as well, and definitely looking to work with him again.
Definitely. At the press conference yesterday, Cattrall Progress, Anthony Croller kind of made a half comment about doing a tournament with all the Matchroom 140s. I mean, you did do it before with Chantel Cameron as well. Yeah. Do you think we could see that kind of again? Maybe.
I mean, I think the winner of Cattrall against Progress could fight Liam Paro. Obviously, Devin Haney, we'll see what happens with him. Richardson Hitchens is mandatory to Liam Paro. Subriel Matias is still going to be in massive fights, and Dalton Smith's coming through like a train. So, yeah, I like where we're at with that division, and we just got to keep making great fights.
Definitely as well. Any update on the Akhmadaliev, Inoue, I think Ramon Cardenas as well?
I feel like I don't see why Inoue should be given a free pass to fight TJ Dehenny. Like, we all know that's a mismatch, but it's like, I've seen the comments, and it's like, yeah, but let's be honest, like, with everything he's done, let him have an easy one. It's like, why is that okay? Yet for other, you know what I mean? So, I've never heard that before. It shows you the godlike status of Inoue, that people are saying, no, let him have a gimme fight. What about let him fight Akhmadaliev? He's the best fight at 122. But I know for a fact that when that mandatory was going to get called, Mr. Honda said to the WBA, we don't really want that fight. And if they did want the fight, they'd take it, because when a mandatory suits them, they do it very quickly. And by the way, Inoue's a big favourite in the fight, but it's a really, really good fight. So give the fans a great fight. You can't be fearful of Akhmadaliev when you're Naoya Inoue. But let's be like, I love TJ there, and he's a lovely fella, but I mean, come on, it's a terrible fight.
Definitely final one for me. George Liddard, I mean, in my opinion, career best performance on Saturday. Called for the Southern Area middleweight title. Do you think we could see that next?
Exactly the kind of route we want to take with those boys. John Hedges doing the same on Saturday. Jimmy Sains, Giorgio, Laley, Southern Area, English, British title eliminator, British Commonwealth, European, and see how far they can go up the ladder.
Perfect. Eddie Hearn, thank you very much. Cheers.